Next section, the Dark Lords. All lords are dark. That's why they lord over you. The Dark Lords are the leaders of an intergalactic order of black magicians dedicated to establishing the evil empire in our time. In their many books, they explore the implications of a universe ruled by the dark force, Diaboli, and the Black Sun. But the individual seeker, cults of the dark side, and civilization as a whole, from their black temple, they are unlocking the secrets of magic, spelt with a CK again, and masterminding a new order. New world order? A new age. Interesting terminology. And a new regime of power, merging metaphysical currents such as Sithism, Satanism, Black Sunism, Diabolism, and Dark Taoism. They are bringing all the dark side sects onto this planet under the shadow of their black magicracy. In this age of endarkment, let the Dark Lords be your guides beneath the Black Sun, beyond the ninth gate, and into the depths of your own shadow mind. As they say in their black tongue, Thul Ash Ernuk, the world is ours. You thought wrong. You thought wrong. You will reside in your dark shadow world with all the ignorant and the bots of this world. And we will reside in the higher frequency plane of this world. And eventually immigration will be from your world into ours. And quite frankly, you can stick your dark sunlit world right where you talk out of, your asses. The Lords. Oh dear. Riddled throughout the religious books in all cultures, all were dark, but the people sought external idols, not internal, and have paid a heavy price. The intergalactic order of black magicians are the Koshis, mentioned in From Russia with Love 1 and 2. Koshi became kosher in physical manifestation. Dawn of the Black Sun, a first revelation. Dark Lord Karzathor first began to perceive the Black Sun strongly sometime in 2010 of the old calendar, more than a year before the declaration of the Imperial Year 1, 2 years before 12/21/12, and 7 years before the Black Sunrise event. That Black Sunrise event was the solar eclipse in America in August 2017. And this is why certain people were drawn to attend that event, some to harness its power, others to counteract it. The latter prevailed. At that time he began to write a series of essays to express the dark sense of inspiration that his newfound awareness has stirred in his soul and put him on the Black Sun path. This was part of his first essay. A great darkness is falling over mankind, for the shadow of the Black Sun is dawning anew upon the world. The age we are entering is going to shatter the minds of all believers in religions of progress and benevolent gods. Yet for those who are forward-thinking reactionaries who can adapt to a transformed world, it will be an age of unprecedented opportunity. To survive and thrive in the new Dark Age, you will first need to decondition yourself from a lifetime of cultural programming, which has implanted insidious memes like progress, justice, equality and liberty deep within your mind. Those are the memes of another age, born of a brief orgy of fossil-fueled indulgence and progressive hubris that has no future. I guess they're stupid as well as arrogant, as it's not fossil fuels, dipshits. In the aeon of the Black Sun, you must relearn the hard wisdom of your ancestors and the answer to the riddle of steel. Like Conan the Barbarian, you must reclaim your right to be sinister and to take what you want by right of conquest and superior will. For in the Black Sun Aeon, the weak of will shall perish and the meek shall simply die. In the Black Sun Aeon, there will be no valid governing principle save superior power. In the Black Sun Aeon, there will be no universal brotherhood of man, only warring races, tribes, nations and orders without end. That Aeon ended in 2012, whether they like that or not. Their timeline is over. And more now are being exposed and exposing themselves. Their dark mirror magic is failing, and their hidden masks are peeling off and being exposed to the light. Like cockroaches, they don't like the light. And why it is important you all shine your light like beacons. For a bittersweet taste of the new Dark Age, watch the original Conan movie and read the works of the Black Sun visionary Robert E. Howard. Here was a man who understood the dark and timeless truths of human nature and brought them viscerally to life to the delight of denizens of our ever so ignorant age of enlightenment. When the shadow of the Black Sun falls, everything you've been conditioned to believe about man, civilization and the cosmos by religious and philosophers of the light will be revealed as pure fabrication. The inversion mirror tactic they use so well, accusing others of doing what they did, and you'll see it repeatedly in their narrative, making out the religions and the philosophers are of light. No, they're all controlled by them. Modern man will be forced to relearn what ancient people never forgot, that nature, including man, is cruel, capricious, diabolical and adversarial. And at its core, yes, I agree. But this group and all the other names it goes by kind of stack the deck of bullshittery, violence and scarcity. And yes, we will relearn not their ways and false his story, but chart a path of a better world with our story. Theirs failed. Never forget that. Progress mongers who thought man had nurtured nature and turned the corner on the old evils forever will find themselves psychically defenceless and morally bankrupt in the new Dark Age. By the same token, those who have been marginalised today by white sun civilization gatekeepers, the myriad militants, extremists, fanatics and cultists whose voice are becoming a cacophony too shrill to ignore, will find in the fall of the shadow their finest hour. As you can see, they were lied to also. You have reigned in the dark period for the last 1,000 years, the night of the Svarog. In fact, most of the last 13, if not 78,000 years, you reigned, and still failed to take us and prosper. We never gave up. You just became arrogant. That is and was your downfall. Along with believing all the Dark Order lies spread out over the centuries. As a poet once said in a rather different context, the first one now will later be last, for the times they are a-changing. If you speak this way to true believers stuck in the old aeon, you will be dismissed as a madman, a deranged misanthrope in the mould of Nietzsche, Lovecraft or Hitler. But in reality, such men were dark prophets with more insight into the human condition than any Abrahamic holy man. Now that doom is at our doorstep and the shadow looms over us all, their revelations are as religion for a new and darkened age. The Abrahamic cult was another one of their creations. Sleight of hand, you see. So let's sing to the prophets of darkness, the dark universe itself, and the dark places within our souls, as the world is once again eclipsed by shadow, and the Black Sun armies march as in the days of old. An age of peace and progress has ended, an age of war and survival has begun. May you have good fighting and good fortune in the aeon of the Black Sun. The age of peace and progress ended. These people are delusional. We have been in the age of war and survival under the zodiac of Ophiuchus. That period is ending, and a new one will emerge. None so blind than those who not only can't see, but won't see. Delusions of grandeur, self-importance has run rancid through these dark forces vessels, like a virus in a petri dish. The next portion, it discusses the principles, morals, morals, or lack of, and guidelines these dark forces operate by, called the 9 Maxims of Borzim Dun. The Black Sun Path form the basic creed of all Black Sunites. They are the guiding principles that every member of the Order should internalize and live by. We discussed the first 3 maxims. 1. Remember that this world and everything in it will die. 2. Know that nothing is true and everything is permitted. 3. Seek unlimited power and conquest. Maxim 1. Memento Mori. The Black Sun is a memento mori, a reminder that we will die. Indeed, it is a reminder that everything will die, doomed to destruction. And some people in our group accuse this show of being negative. Dear me. Death is a rebirth, a new beginning, not the end. That is the remit of these dark forces and their houses of religious programming known as churches, who have made the people fear death. Their programs. The fate of everything is darkness. Nothing can escape its destiny in the void of the Black Sun. Unlike the modern white Sunite who lives in denial and mortal fear for this reality, the Black Sunite embraces it and takes dark inspiration from it, reminds him of it often and pays tribute to it by his devotion to the Borzim symbol. Like this show has stated all along, everything has been inverted. Everybody is being lied to, including these delusional half-wits. Thus, do we revive the ancient tradition of the memento mori, the practice of keeping death imagery at hand, such as skulls, bones and graves, as a reminder of our mortality, which was common since ancient times but were forgotten in the modern age. I guess they forgot about one of their disciple groups called the Skull and Bones then. They clearly never forgot. We use the symbol of the black sun for a similar purpose, but a different slant than the white sunnites, to glorify the power of death, universal destruction, and ourselves walking as dead men under the black sun. Well, at least he got one thing right: dead men walking. TikTok. Maxim 2. Nihilism. Philosophically, we are nihilists. We believe that all moral philosophies are a collection of words and concepts which are negated by the reality of the black sun-dominated universe. The inevitable extinction of life, the death of stars, the diffusion of galaxies, the disintegration of matter, and the return of this verse to the void from whence it came, all undermine the authority of any values, morals or laws of which we can conceive. Just as the black hole is divided by zero error in the equations of cosmology, the black sun is divided by zero error in the reasoning of the moral philosophers. Perhaps someone forgot to tell them energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. And as for the outdated black hole theory, it only consumes. That is for the realms of science fiction. Like I said, the other side of a black hole, there is a white hole. Oops. And essentially what that signifies is the white hole is in another universe, another time-space, and so expansion continues. Essentially, the material is entering a different time-space and also a frequency zone. They go on. Nor is the logic of theology any better, since no gods of light show themselves, nor answer our pleas for guidance. They were there, but your vision was so poor due to being blinded by your own delusion and control-freak behaviour and festering malignancy within you. We regrouped and fought back, and now your time is very short. Therefore we deny all false man-made gods and dub whatever negative transcendent principle remains the black sun. Such Bosmic nihilism is, in our view, the freest of all philosophies and the most tenable position to take in a universe such as this one. Maxim 3. Power. The power freaks. You seek domain and power, not because you are strong, but because you are collectively weak. Only the weak control others. People of inner strength would not do that. Oops. Black Sunnites could be described as power worshippers or fascists. We believe that we live in a Darwinian universe. Fascists and all other ists and isms and Darwinism are what they created for their weakness-based control system. They go on, in which might makes right. The strong dominate the weak and only the fittest survive. We believe that the strongest individuals, tribes and empires will naturally prevail over weaker collectives, and this should be encouraged. We believe that every individual should strive for inner development and empowerment, and that every collective is measured by the personal power of its individuals. We understand that there is no cosmic reward for pursuing any ideal of justice, liberty or equality that denies the realities of the Bozamuk Thrafl, black sunnish universe. We believe that all political ideologies not rooted in nihilistic black sun philosophy are arbitrary, transient delusions. Our politics is the politics of destruction of all false ideologies, hopes and creeds, and the elevation of will, vitality and power as the supreme political expressions of human nature in this hostile universe. In Bozamik ideology, the emphasis is on the will and imagination, not on reason, reality or morality, because only the former can fill the void of existence in a black sun-dominated cosmos. We seek to master and mould the universe to our liking according to our Bozamik inspiration, not according to the dictates of some false god of light or bogus moralism. Liberated and endarkened, each one of us is a potential emperor and conqueror of the world, who may attract legions of followers who wish to share in our conquests. Unlimited power, unlimited conquest, unlimited triumph of the will. Let this be the credo of the black sunnite sorcerer and the anti-philosopher. Fairly staggering rhetoric, that. With all the extra tools the dark has or had, no limitations on the rules the dark had. More dark energy than light energy, the fractal virus, trickery in the physical and non-physical realms, and the endless supply of demons to do their dirty work. And yet they still fail to break this version of man or the vessel. That must hurt.